Today on the channel, we're lumping a lot of lines into this top 10 countdown as we're counting down my top 10 Origins, Thundercats, Turtles of Grayskull. You get the gist figures for 2025.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Best of 2025 Top 10 Countdown. In today's video, it's getting a little crazy as we're counting down my top 10 Origins, Thundercats, Masters of the Universe, Cartoon Collection, Turtles of Grayskull, and all points in between countdown as we've had a lot of figures in the Origin style. We'll just call it the Origin style. From a lot of sublines, a lot of exclusives from Mattel Creations, and all points in between, a lot of figures coming at us. An interesting year in this style is getting some figures maybe we really never asked for. We got newly created characters, we've got some old favorites, and we got a crossover with the Thundercats that seems like it would have worked on paper that has kind of felt a little bit flat out there, at least at retail. An interesting year. It'll be interesting to see where this stuff goes next year. Will we continue the crossover lines? I can easily see with Mattel getting the DC license, a little DC He-Man crossover once again, maybe in the back half, maybe 2027. We'll see where that goes. And then you got the new He-Man movie coming in 2026 that should answer or give us some figures to these lines as well. So a lot of stuff to digest and a lot of lines all lumped in together here. I think you understand what we're counting down here in this video. And you know we're going to start at number 10, work our way to number 1, number 1 being my absolute favorite of the year. And of course, as usual, this is my list. Put your list in the comments down below. So without further ado, let's kick it off. Number 10. We begin the countdown at number 10. And number 10, we go to one of the new lines that just started this year. We're one line in. We know Series 2 is right around the corner. We'll have those on next year's list. Fingers crossed. We'll see what happens. We're going to the 2000X line. We're going to go to Beastman at number 10. This was the first figure I got from this line. Now, I always call them Origin style, but not necessarily Origin style with these. But so far, this Beastman has been the winner of these figures that we've unboxed on the channel. And I got to be honest, a lot of quality issues with these figures. However, Beastman being deluxe, being a major big figure, I didn't have any quality issues with this one. But some of these figures in this line so far have been a little rough. Check out my reviews, of course. But Beastman, you know me, a hairy bipedal creature, an all-timer, an old-school favorite of mine. Had to have representation here, and I love this representation. Not as iconic as the original version, but very cool, more beastly, more gorilla-y, if that can be a thing. Beastman 2000X comes in, number 10. We continue the countdown at number 9, and number 9 for the first time in this countdown, we go to the Masters Universe Thundercats crossover line. And I was just talking about quality control issues, and I guess somebody in the universe heard this, as I just broke this figure getting prepared for this little segment. What are we doing, huh? We got Battle Cat Man here. Now, this makes sense. This writes itself. When they first announced the crossover, pretty much assumed, hey, a Battle Cat Man makes a lot of sense, and we did get it in this line, and I do enjoy this. I do like this. It reminds me back to the Mythic Legions, where they did a take on this as well. Very, very cool figure. However, unfortunately, just now, literally just now, snapping on his claws, one of the connector pieces broke off on this. What are we doing? What are we doing? Now my brain's like, I gotta buy another one of these figures just for that one claw that broke. Maybe I can glue it, but it's just not the same, and I'll forever know that it's broken. It's gonna eat me alive. It's gonna eat my soul alive. Maybe play a little long game, get a clearance one, get a used one of these days. We'll see what happens. But Battle Cat Man, I was a lot more excited for this figure before this, but here we are at number 9. We're feeling not so great at number 8, but number 8 continues on with the He-Man Thundercats crossover, another natural crossover tag team, whatever you want to call it. We're going to Thundercats, of course, Mumm-Ra. We're going to He-Man with Skeletor, as we did get this one as a 2-in-1 figure. I played a little of that long game, took advantage of Ross having these on sale, and I picked up a second one to display one as Mumm-Ra and display one as a Skeletor, I guess, technically. So Interesting, makes a lot of sense they put these together. I will say, unfortunately, a lot of quality issues this year between the Masterverse and everything and all points in between. The waist on these ones, very difficult to stay together, especially when as Mumm-Ra, so that is a little disappointing. We've seen that with other figures, especially the 2000X series. I don't know, Mattel, hopefully they get these problems fixed, as we got a lot of problems over here in the He-Man world, a lot of problems over in the WWE world. Hopefully those get corrected sooner rather than later for our pocketbooks. But this makes a lot of sense. This was a natural tie-in, and I love a big beefy figure, and both of these look really, really good. So we'll call it Mumm-Ra Skeletor, coming in number 8. For the number 7 selection, we're going to the Masters Universe Origins collection, and a lot of collectors out there a little bit angry with Mattel that they're not getting this Origin collection done. They're doing it very slowly. I understand business hat why, but it is very annoying to a huge segment of the collectors, and this is one of the figures people have been screaming for quite some time, and one of the last figures we unboxed here for He-Man in 2025. It is the Mattel Creations exclusive Dragstor, and I actually like this figure more than I thought I was going to like it. Never had Dragstor back in the day, but this is a very cool one that actually feels deluxe and feels like something we would have got back in the day, which we did, because we do get the wheel in his chest to give him the playability. And can you have Dragstor without the wheel? I guess we've got it that way before, but I'm glad they went that way with this one here. You do get a couple extra accessories to this one. It is a deluxe figure. It is a Mattel Creations exclusive, but for a lot of us, we're happy we're almost done with that Origins line, and we get another one off the list here in Dragstor, coming in number 7. We continue the countdown at number 6, and number 6 is another one of those crossover figures that, man, back in the 80s, I wish I had. Now, when I was a kid, you know, my dad said, Kyle, you can only collect so many lines. One line I desperately wanted to collect, but my parents wouldn't let me. Oh, it was hard times, was the Thundercats line. I had a couple that I picked up, but few and far between. Had to play out with them with a friend. But when I was a kid in the 80s, of course, watching He-Man on cartoons, watching Thundercats on cartoons, I always dreamed of them coming together, and we got that with Mattel in 2025. So on number 6 for me, we're going to Lion-O, which is a 2-in-1 figure. If I was only going to have one of these in my collection, though, this is the way I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it like a classic Lion-O. Of course, as a kid, you dreamed of those worlds coming together. You dreamed of being able to play side by side with Lion-O and He-Man. And now, all these years later, we can finally do it with the same scale, the same universe, the same toy line, all things considered. Is it a perfect Lion-O? No, it is not. The 2-in-1 nature is always fun, but the classic Lion-O look is the look for me. A fun figure, just a lot of years late, but better late than never. We're going Lion-O at number 6. We hit the halfway point in the countdown. You got your list together? Put your list in the comments down below. Don't forget to like this video as well. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We got videos every single day, and we're closing off 2025 and into 2026, celebrating the best of everything action figures, a lot of best of countdowns. Make sure you do subscribe. But now we're at number 5, and number 5, we go to the Turtles of Grayskull line. An interesting line as well, one that never really made a lot of sense to me. Sometimes you could understand the crossover, sometimes you couldn't. This is one that's a little bit confusing as well. However, at the same time, one of the coolest figures they ever did release. It is Ninjor the Dragon, the great dragon Ninjor. I guess it's supposed to represent the clan affiliation symbol on his chest. He went full dragon. You never go full dragon, but he did this time. But an amazing looking figure. Now, you get a little of the Ninjor elements, but the dragon elements are what are so awesome about this one here. Love the big translucent wings and then the big dragon head. A very cool looking figure that definitely stands out. Maybe a little bit of a head scratcher, but hey, it's a wild, wacky crossover whenever you get the Ninja Turtles involved. And Ninjor comes in, number 5. We're down to the final 4, and much like another... We're down to the final 4, getting closer and closer to that top spot. But the number 4 selection, much like Dragstor earlier, is one everybody was wanting. And this came out very early in 2025. But a lot of people wanted to complete their Origins lineup. And we finally got this guy, once again, as a Mattel Creations exclusive. We go to the cowboy with the heart of gold, Charles Bronson himself. We got Rio Blast, looking amazing here. Another fun figure, Rio Blast. Now I'm hoping next year we can get a Masterverse Rio Blast. That would be really good. But a fun figure. Happy to get this one from Creations. I just hope we can get the rest of course, the Origins line in 2026. I think Multibot is our next one, and we just got a few more, a handful to go from there. We'll see where it goes in 2026, but very thankful we got Rio Blast this year. He comes in number 4. For the number 3 selection in the countdown, we head to our friends over there at Target, as we do have a Target exclusive right here. A made-up character that never existed till now, but you know what? A cool figure is a cool figure, and this one stole a lot of hearts here at the end of 2025. We're going to the Stranger Things crossover. We're going to Hellfire Man, just screaming heavy metal. Absolutely a cool figure based on the Hellfire Club from Stranger Things. Like I said, not part of the He-Man universe until now. It'll be interesting if he ever makes an appearance in a comic book, a cartoon, or another toy line in the future. But like I said, a cool figure is a cool figure, and I really enjoyed this one from the moment I got it. Very, very fun. Coming in at number 3, Hellfire Man. Getting dangerously close to the end. We're at the number 2 selection, and number 2, we're seeing a theme in this countdown. A lot of Mattel Creation exclusives. Once again, we go to the Mattel Creations, and I have to imagine a lot of people have this at the number 1 spot as their number 1 figure of the year. You guys chime in the comments once again, but here we are at number 2, and we're going to Creations. We're going to She-Ra and Swiftwind. Yes, quite the pack here. I was absolutely blown away by this one, as it is at number 2, as you can see here. But I was never a Princess of Power guy as a kid. It was too girly for me. It wasn't for me. I don't get super excited about She-Ra stuff. I get it just because of part of the universe, but it's not my favorite stuff usually. But this Swiftwind She-Ra, way better than it had any reason to be. Fabulous packaging. Easily the package of the year from the Masters brand. Beautifully packaged. Mint on card, mint in box collectors, got to be enjoying this one here. But to get the vehicle, we'll call Swiftwind a vehicle. Yes, he's got a heart, Todd McFarlane, but we're calling him a vehicle. It's an amazing one. Love to see this. Have to imagine we're going to get this reused in the future. I can see that in the future as well. A new She-Ra for the 3rd She-Ra, I think, in this style so far. And they saved the best for last, at least as of now. Love the translucent hair on this one. Soft goods cape. Translucent weapons, and then all the hallmarks of She-Ra. You could easily make the case this is the only She-Ra you need in the collection. Not a bad piece of business. And what made this feel a little bit better for me was we know Mondo's coming out with their Swiftwind and She-Ra sometime next year. I had to pass on that. It was just too expensive. This softened the blow a little bit. I felt like I still was getting a She-Ra Swiftwind at like barely anything of the cost of that one there. So a little of this, little of that, a dash of the other, a sprinkle of Princess of Power coming in at number 2 with She-Ra and Swiftwind, which means there can only be one. What is number 1? Well, stay tuned. Here we are. We've hit the top spot, the number 1 Masters of the Universe Origins Cartoon Collection, Turtles of Grayskull, Thundercats, 2000X, whatever you want to call it. I'm calling it Origin style figures. It is the top 10 countdown. We've hit the number 1 spot. And the number 1 is an interesting one, as it is another Mattel Creations exclusive. It is another made-up character, which we got a lot of this year, where once again, there's a big majority of the audience saying, let's just finish off the characters we know, then start building these ones in. Once again, business hat, I understand, drawing it out, peppering these in, try to get the sales. You know how it goes as well. But here we are at number 1, and this one stole my heart, never let go. Maybe gave me a little sting in the tail like a young Rudolph Schenker once upon a time. It is Stinkor as the number 1 Masters figure this year. A lot of detail in this one. A very cool looking figure. Feels like it would have been at home in the 80s very easily. He is a member of the Horde. I love the tail, love the articulation, love the clawful hand on the end. Just a lot going for this figure. Way better than I would have imagined it to be for a new made-up character, which once again, maybe he'll enter the universe somewhere in a movie, a comic, a cartoon, whatever it may be. But I really like this figure, and it's hard to deny a good figure, and even one that you don't have a nostalgic tie to, which is always interesting, especially a toy line like this that I literally grew up watching as a little kid. Stinkor taking the top spot of fun figure. So there it is. That is my top 10 list. A little bumpy road this year for the Masters brand. A lot of quality issues as we finished off the year. Hate to see that in any toy lines, especially ones where we spend our hard-earned money for on a regular basis. We don't want to see that. Hopefully that gets cleaned up next year. Hopefully they streamline some of these lines a little bit more, maybe a little bit time in between them, because it felt like Turtles of Grayskull and Cartoon and then Thundercats all kind of running at the same time. And now 2000X just starting up. It gets confusing to the average Joe out there. It gets a little hard to follow along. And I think that does hurt their business some. But we'll see where things go in 2026. Constant learning, constant improvement, anyone. We'll see what happens. But there is my top 10 list. Put your top 10 list in the comments down below. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell. We got videos every single day and then some. We got even more content for you on Patreon, YouTube channel memberships. Sir Paul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com, which is the name of my podcast, The Kyle Peterson Show. Available each and every Tuesday wherever podcasts are found, with video cast on YouTube. So for the top 10 masters, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Well, are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?